Hello and welcome back to New Age Handicapping from NewAgeHandicapping.com. This is New Age Handicapping lesson number 200.1. As indicated earlier in prior video lessons, what you are currently viewing is a very recently handicapped race at Aqueduct that started with 8 entries and 2 were scratched, leaving 6 remaining entries at post time. We will be using this race as a template for training in the next few videos as a point of reference for several conversations into class considerations. Excuse me for just a moment while I post the information sheet we will use now to move into discussions relating to class, which will begin with an area not specific to class that you will use in the future but must have knowledge of when moving forward. Excuse me here for just a second. Now that that's out of the way, understand horses of all levels begin at some point and move forward to what is hoped by the owners and the trainers to be a top-of-the-line horse as their career progresses. We will talk about the areas or levels that make up that progress, beginning at the very top, which is graded horses, down to the starting point, which is maiden claiming horses, where most see their very first race ever. At the end, I will have also included an odds payout chart, which bears important in this discussion, as you will see. Soon we will have this on our website for permanent viewing and with the availability to print it out. But for now, if you wish to have a copy sent to you, simply go to www.newAgeHandicapping.com and request it be sent to you from our contact page. In class levels, there's several levels that you will want to learn and be aware of for future use. Grade 1, which is represented by G1, is the top performance levels. Grade 2, which is represented by G2, is the next highest level. And grade 3, which is represented by G3, is the next highest level in this performance group. From there you have starters and handicap races. This is the typical next level leading to graded stakes. It's typical of younger horses up to age 5 with some exceptions. Allowance races is the highest of all remaining horse or horses in training to the next level. May typically be a horse where a trainer often bounces between this and the next lower levels of competition. Allowance optional claiming, typically represented by AOC, is higher than remainder but allows for risk of the horse to be claimed. In so doing, the horse usually gains some kind of a weight credit or other advantage. In claiming races, highest level outside maiden special weights or maiden claimant status, options vary with the claim amount. Owners and trainers, in some cases jockeys, can claim ownership for this horse, but they have to do it prior to the race. Maiden claimant special weights, represented by MSW, is usually for elite status, which is the feeling of owners and trainers of horses that have not won their first race. It's a safer start or well-bred for well-bred horses that are valued horses in their early racing starts, and the horse cannot be claimed. The maiden claiming weight, which is represented by MC, usually is the starting point for thoroughbreds that have not yet won a race at many different claiming prices. Most good horses win somewhere in their first to sixth race start, but many stay in this area for even a year or longer. However, There are more that stay in the maiden claim NMC status for years, earning good amounts of money, usually against poorer horses. It also allows as long as the horse does not win a race, that's where he can stay in. Some run here for as long as a dozen or more races, and some even for several years. Getting to the subject of odds, which is really critical for you to understand, in this chart, the percentage numbers, percent represents only the total available pool after the track take, not necessarily the odds or the percentage of the horse winning. Odds take is critical for you to understand because many tracks vary what they take out of the money that is wagered. In each situation across the country, most tracks have to guarantee, that is guarantee, a return on your investment. So if you invest $20, say, in a exacta box or a trifecta, any of those exotic wagers, the track doesn't have to guarantee you a return on your $20. You could get back as little as $4 or $5 depending on the turnout of the race. Or you could get back hundreds of dollars depending on whether or not long shots get in there with it. But the critical point is, remember, from this chart standpoint, win, place, show are the only areas where you are guaranteed a profit on return on your money. Even it could be as little as 5 cents on the dollar, so a $2 wager is only required to pay you back $2.10. But it is important to remember all that. We will get to more specific information regarding class in our next video, so please subscribe now and stay close to us as this lesson progresses.